gorilla stomping in a zoo. Check the vocals, animals gather right.
Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video on this crisp October morning. It's about 5 degrees Celsius here today and relatively calm. Very calm compared to our most recent weather patterns. I think we're probably finishing up at least 2 weeks straight of just wet, rainy, gross weather, which has pretty much kept me from getting anything done around here. Basically just because I really need some drier, nicer conditions to do what needs to be done. And I got a nice little list brewing of things that have been lacking and need to be caught up on. So today's video is just going to be a kind of a modge podge of me getting things done around the land here and around the house and doing everything I can, and especially try to tidy up some of the animal enclosures. They're in desperate need of some cleaning, so that's one of the priorities for today. So come along with me, we'll see what we get done, and hopefully it's a lot, but we'll take it one thing at a time. So let's start off our morning by letting the chickens out, and then we'll get to work and I'll show you what I got to do this morning. Alright, let's get going. Alright, so let's let the chickies out. Like I said, the coop's in a little bit of a dirty condition, we'll say. It's definitely beyond cleaning time. Let's go, girls. Chickens are awesome. In case you're thinking about starting a little hobby collection of animals or anything, I can definitely recommend chickens to you as a good starter. And they give you eggs, serve a nice purpose, and they're just awesome little animals to take care of. Alright, so I'll get this door pinned back here now, let the chickens start their day, and I'll be getting onto a different task. Alright, so there's the girls. We're going to head back over this way now. I got to improve the little side fence. Ever since Hurricane Larry now it's been kind of a little bit wonky. It needs to be straightened up. So I've picked up some T-posts and hopefully we'll get that strengthened up a bit there now, and that'll be task number 1 for the morning. So let's head on over there. Garage is a little bit of a mess as well. I got to get in here and do some organizing. Get ready to swap out the seasons. But I would like to get one more mowing done before I put away the lawn tractor. So, head on back here. One thing I got lately off Amazon was this T-post banger they had written on the order description. T-post banger, I'm pretty sure that's what Dad wrote. Anyway, it says T-post driver, I would call it. Big old heavy metal tube that you put down over the T-post, and you grab onto the 2 handles on the side and use that to bang the post down into the ground. So one thing I'm hoping now, after all that rain that I talked about, is that the ground is soft enough to take the T-posts easily. And hopefully this won't be much of a job, just a few posts, and then get the fencing attached to it. So let's head outside and just start driving some posts. Alright, so what I got here are some 6-foot T-posts. So I'm going to start at this post here now. This is one of the more important ones. I'll be putting it in right about there. A T-post banger. Now let's see how this goes. not as easy as they make it look, especially when you're dealing with rocky ground. Alright, so that's going to conclude tightening up this fence. But I don't know if you can see what's going on in the background there, but the chickens have figured out if they walk around the other side of the house, they can get to the other side of this fence. So needless to say, this is not a 100% effective method that I'm doing here with this fence to keep the chickens on our side, but we'll improve on fencing and all that in the future, and hopefully keep those chickens from going off and getting into some random predators or dogs or whatnot and end up on the wrong side, we'll say. Anyways, so that's the fence done. Let's tidy up here and then we'll continue on after I go get those chickens and put them back on the proper side. Alrighty, so that fence is done, mended, secured, strengthened, all the above. It's time to get back now and work on the rabbit coop. I'll take you guys back and I'll show you just the current condition of the coop and how it got like it is, and then we'll get into cleaning it up, improving it, and hopefully have a nice cozy coop again for the bunnies. So I'll take you up there now and show you the current condition before we begin. But I've gone ahead, I tidied up in the garage a little bit for the past half hour or so, and I got my cart loaded up with all the cleaning equipment. So I'll jump aboard the tractor for one of the last rides of the year probably, and get all that material brought up and get to work. Alright, let's get going. Alrighty, so a little warning beforehand. Hope you guys don't mind a little bit of wind noise. It's quite possible right now. I'm getting a few gusts here. But if you can notice, I've already gone ahead and wrapped the rabbit coop with plastic and tarping. And the reason I did that is during that 2 weeks of steady rain, it was getting quite wet inside with the driving winds. So I came out here in the middle of the rain and enclosed it all. But that introduced another issue. As you can see, there's a lot of condensation on the plastic, and that moisture is staying inside the coop. And it's because the ground was so wet when I enclosed it, it hasn't really had proper circulation to dry out, and a lot of the bedding inside needs to be changed, and so it's just holding moisture. So I'm hoping by cleaning it out and putting in some nice dry wood chips that we can get all this moisture dried out of there and make things comfy for the bunnies. But of course, with moisture and an enclosed environment, nice and warm and stuff in there, one of the issues is mold. And we've been having some white cottony mold growing inside, and I'll show you that. So let's get the door opened up, and hopefully we don't have any bunnies run away. But I do have their old brooder container there that I'm going to be putting 5 of those bunnies in while we clean. So hopefully there's enough space in there that they're not too cooped up and aggressive or anything with each other. Alright, so I'm going to get ready to take this machine in here with me, because I'm operating on 2 schools of thought. I'm thinking take all the bedding and shovel it out by the door and then dispose of it from there, or try to get it all in the cart from the inside out into the cart directly. But I'm thinking that might take more time, because I'll have to go empty the cart and then come back and get more. Whereas if I just shovel it all out by the door, I can close up the door again, let the bunnies back out, and then dispose of everything outside. So I'm thinking that's the route I'm going to go. We'll see. But as for now, I need to get inside and get those bunnies put in the container so that they don't escape while I'm cleaning. Alright, so let's go for that. Let's open up and see where they are. Well, so far so good. No bunnies next to the door, but we got lots of cute little bunnies. All right, so they're happy. They're healthy. but this bedding could be in better condition. And we'll be digging all that out. And we got, you know, a little rabbit poop in the corner and stuff. And you can tell, this is what I was talking about last video. You can see where these bunnies like to spray their urine. And they've done a fine job of it. Right, I've never seen them in the act of doing it, but I can only assume that they're standing up on their hind legs and just spraying whatever they can spray. Alright, so let's get the container now, get these bunnies put in, see how they tolerate that. Get that filled up with some hay. But I'll see if I can show you what I was talking about with the mold. Now that's fur. They might have had a little fight, I don't know. But see, underneath the feeder where there's moisture, see, look at that. You get this white cottony mold growing down where there's moisture and stuff. And it's even kind of transferred up onto the hay bales. Here's a fresh one that I got yesterday. And here's one that was here. See, there's like a fine layer of cottony mold on it. So hopefully once we get the moisture taken out of here, this will all be remedied. And then we'll just keep the wood chips going here to keep it dry. But I'm going to be scraping this down to the dirt. Trying to get all of this out. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the before. Making sure I capture it all. Alright. It's not terrible, like but for my standards for these bunnies and stuff, I definitely want it to be better. So we'll get it nice and dry. They're cozy bunnies. They're loving life. They're still getting along. Alright, so I'll grab the container now and we'll begin. Alright, so first I'm going to get the container prepped. Throw a little bit of hay in there. Put the lid away. Now. Alright, so I'll take down a little bit of this hay. Watch out for your eyes, Bun Buns. Got a cookie? Do I what? Now, this should be interesting to see. I get these guys in. The dust out of there. So I have the lid ready. And then we'll start getting these guys put in. Yeah, they're probably going to want to run away. Go Milky. Alright, one left. There we are. 5 bunnies. Alright, 5 bunnies in the container. See if we'll let them settle out a little bit. But otherwise, I'm ready to open up the door and start raking, start shoveling. I'll pop these guys over here somewhere. Get them in the back. Alright, let's start cleaning. Now this stuff is quite dusty, so I'm probably going to go down. I'm just going to grab a mask to put on, just so I'm not breathing in all this mold and fecal stuff. So you probably noticed by now that I've been loading the waste right into the cart, because there's more here than I thought was actually. So I think I'm going to do it one load at a time, see how that goes, and we'll get this done. The bunnies are behaving well there now, so I'm going to go over, get rid of this first load, we'll come back and keep going. Alright, so that was a lot of work. Pretty much got all the waste material removed from the bedding and the ground there down to the dirt. So once I catch my breath, I'm going to go dump out this last load of material in the compost. But after that, I'm ready to come in, lay down some wood chips, and we'll get the bunnies back in their home, get them squared away, and they should be good and happy and cozy. And that should do it. So I'm just going to take you in real quick. I'm going to empty that last load off camera. And I grab the camera, I'll bring you guys inside, just show you the after. Right, I showed you the before, now I'll show you the after. And then we'll get some wood chips put down. Alright, let's go. Alrighty, so let's go inside. Alright, starting to see the finished product already. Alright, so it's not too bad. You know, I kind of wish I had painted the inside here, but you know, I was at a time crunch. But I think in the future I'll probably give this a good scrub down, get all those minerals and salts there from the urine, get those off the walls, and get a coat of paint on there, just something so the dirt will slide off of it. But the ground, nice, right down to the dirt. Alright, did well there. There was a lot of biomass there, a lot of waste and feces and urine, but here we are, we're down to the dirt again. So one thing, I probably would not recommend using hay as a bedding in your main coop. I found it just weaves together and forms almost like a carpet, and it just holds onto the moisture. So I'm hoping now if I stick with just wood shavings that I'll end up with a better result at the next clean out. Right, because like there's some old wood shavings here that are still intact and dry that were down beneath that straw or the hay. So the hay wasn't even letting the moisture get down to that those wood chips. And those wood chips I would claim are much more efficient at absorbing waste and converting it into a compost material. But just from walking on this ground, I can tell you right now this ground is definitely a lot richer than when we started. It's very soft and loamy. Alright, so yeah, that's where we are right now. So I'll set you guys up in the doorway, and I'll get in there and spread a bag of wood shavings and another little bit that I got in a bag there. Alright, let's do that now, and then the bunny coop will be done. Set up the water and stuff again, and these guys are good to roll. Alrighty, it's at this point in time now we'll get the bunnies moved in. So I'm going to get the waterer and their little house. Alright, come on in. We'll let the bunnies out. Alright, so time to tell. See what these bunnies think of their new cleaned up spot. Alright, let's go, boys. On out. Who's going to be the first one out? I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but these bunnies have like quadrupled in size since we got them. You can tell how tall they are now compared to when they were first in the brooder. Big bunnies. Come on, Bum Buns. Let's go. There you go. There we go. Let's go, Thumper. Come on, you wascally wabbits. These last three are definitely pretty timid. Let's go, boys. I'm trying to get out of the habit of calling them girls. I'm so used to calling them girls for so long. That's it. Let's go. Come on, boys. Out, out, out. Alright, come on, Tom. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Out. Come on. Let's go. Out. Let's go. Out. Atta girl. Atta boy. Alright, and all this bedding is still perfectly fine for them to eat. And I'm just going to put that over next to their little enclosure out of the way. At least now with all the dirt level reduced down, a lot of the caging on the side now is open to air circulation, so hopefully that'll help dry everything out in here. I think we'll be alright. There we are. And the brooder's no worse for wear. I'll get that put outside, and yeah, so that's the rabbit coop all cleaned up. I'm running out of battery on the camera there now, so I'm going to take a break away from working for a little bit. If I get back to this, or not so much this, I get the chicken coop to clean out as well, so I may do a quick tidy on that once I charge up the camera and have a little break, have some dinner, get rehydrated, probably get a coffee or a tea, and I should be back with you guys, so I'm not going to sign off now and call it done, but here we are. Coop is cleaned out. Thankfully, I've been kind of dreading this for a while, and now it's done. Smells so much better in here, 100 times, night and day, the smell versus now, nice and fresh, and even the air feels dry instead of that muggy, hot, humid air. So I got a feeling this plastic will probably dry out now in due time, once we get some more air circulating with the wind and stuff. Alright, so I'm going to pack up this stuff, go down, have a break, and more than likely I'll be right back with you guys, and we'll clean out the chicken coop as well. Make those girls nice and happy. Alright, see you in a flash. Alrighty, so I've had my little break and we're back. Chicken coop is ready for a clean out. Now, I've shown you in the past how I clean this coop out. It's not a big surprise anymore at this point. But there is a clean out door at the back there. I'm going to be opening that up. Put my little garden cart down underneath the lip there and just push all the old waste and everything out into the cart and then deposit that into the compost pile. So that's how I'm going to go about this. Shouldn't take too long, and I think that'll pretty much clue up today. I'm getting a few gusts of wind picking up again every now and then. And there's also been a couple of little sun showers here and there, and I don't want to damage the camera by getting caught out in the rain with it. So I'll get this done nice and quick. Probably kick you guys into a little music, and we'll bang this out nice and fast. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to take out the waterer, and after that, it should be ready to start shoving some shavings and everything out the back door there. So let's get going. Alright, so now I'm going to use the best cleaning tool around for this job, leaf blower. Alright, I'm just going to blow everything out of here, and we should end up with a pretty good finish. There you go. That's all that takes. So it wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to do another little bit of polishing up in a few corners there, and this is done. Time for new shavings. Easy as that. That's why I put in that floor, right? It's working good. Alrighty, so I got a few more little nooks and crannies cleaned up there, and the nesting boxes, I did a little blowout of those, and yeah, we're pretty much ready for shavings. So I'm going to go around, close up all the doors again, and then we'll get a bag of shavings in there. And I think the chickens are going to be quite happy with this. So I'm probably only going to use about a half bag and start from there, and then as it gets dirty I can add extra to it, or just clean it all out again. Because as you can tell, this doesn't take long. It's really just a matter of getting the motivation and the time and the weather to be able to come and do it. All right, so that's done. Just a matter of putting the water back in there, top up their feed, and that's the chicken chores done. Alright, so before we sign off for today's video, I'm just going to give a quick little update on the garden since you guys saw it last. Alright, so strawberries and asparagus, pretty much same. Asparagus is still dying off, which is fine. And we've pretty much stopped eating from the garden. Even though there's a couple little misshapen and pecked at berries still there. I'm actually really surprised that there are some. We just haven't had the sunlight to ripen them, so we're kind of at a loss there. You never know, might get a few more before this is all said and done, but we're not counting on it. And this bed is empty. I think you guys might have seen that before. This is the tomato plant bed. Cleaned that up off camera, took up all the vines and threw away all the rotten tomatoes. And those are all there. So we'll see if we get any volunteers in this area next year. Or maybe I'll end up raking them up or something, put them into compost. We'll see. As for now, if they stay there, I'm not worried. Alright, so that's that. And here's our final bed. We did harvest the beets. Turned out to be a good harvest. Little leaves left there. Alright, and all the lettuce has bolted. So that's gone. And all is left is one little cauliflower. And it's actually doing quite well. Alright, with the colder weather now, the pest pressure has eased off. We got a little bit of a head forming, right? So, little tiny softball size. So, better than nothing. Anyways, the garden's pretty much shut down for now. I think we'll pretty much call it quits on the garden for this year. The only other thing that I got left to do is these 3 beds in particular. I'm going to top them up with compost from the compost pile. Alrighty, you guys are probably getting a bit of wind noise there now, so let's clue up this video and call this one done. There you have it. Rabbit coop cleaned out, fence secured and strengthened with the T-posts, and now the chicken coop done as well. So all in all, it's a good little trifecta of tasks complete and things knocked off the to-do list. So very, very pleased with the outcome today, especially the rabbit coop. That was in a bit of a state and needed to be improved upon ASAP. So that's done, and I think the bunnies are enjoying it. And I'm continuing to see some of that condensation going off of the plastic. So I think we've restored some air circulation in there and definitely cut down on the humidity levels. So hopefully that continues. Alright, so that's going to conclude today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I still got lots more things to do on the to-do list. Whether or not I make a video of it is yet to be seen. But I definitely wanted to capture these kind of bigger projects, and I'm glad that we did. So again, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell. All that good stuff helps support the channel and helps us grow and keep the motivation going to make more videos. Alright, I think you're getting some wind noise there now, more than likely, so let's get out of here. So until next video, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, take care of each other, and peace out.